I'm out here in my garden today. As you can see behind me, it looks pretty full of life. It looks successful, and this half of the garden is fairly successful. So I've got pole beans growing. I've got tomatoes growing. I've got squash. The bees have been pretty happy with all these beautiful flowers that are growing from the squash. I've got lots of basil growing. My tomatoes have started to turn red, and I've really been loving that. But that's only half my garden. Oh, I've also got some watermelon. The other half of my garden, we've already started to fix. So we're redoing beds. As you can see, I've got two here. I threw in a couple um, zucchini plants just to make it look like something's grown over here. But if you keep coming back, it's weeds, it's grass. There are some squash plants that are not actually doing well throughout it. It's dead plants. I do have some cardboard over there because, again, we're redoing beds. And let's get a better view of this. There are some strawberries in the back that I have been amending the bed, and it's actually going well. And what can cause that? So part of it is that we tilled the entire garden. And when we did that, we decided we would use a method that we had used in the past and it had been very successful. And that is where we put layers of newspaper down on the beds, and we put compost, and we put some leaves and some manure, and then a thick layer of soil. And we ran out of newspaper, and this is why my garden is kind of split in half. And a few weeks later we did the other half, and when we did the other half we just used cardboard, and then we did the soil and the manure and the compost. So the end that we did the cardboard on is doing great. The end that we did the newspaper on is the one that's overgrown. Now, as I said, I have done this method before. It's worked well. Um, it did not work well here. The grass just came through, and for a while I was keeping up on it, and it was still, looking nice, but it got to a point that I could not keep up on it, and it started just taking over, and along with the weeds, and it's hard to find all the weeds through the grass, and um, then the bugs started coming in, and they really just destroyed my crops. They took out my broccoli, they took out all my beautiful cauliflower and all of my beautiful cabbage and my Brussels sprouts. The only thing that really survived over there was the kale and the lettuce, which has long since been harvested. So I live in Georgia. This has been this is my first year gardening here. And I think that's part of the issue, is that there were a lot of things I didn't expect. Like, I did not expect that Georgia had every bug I could think of to ever exist in a garden. We have dealt with the bugs, we've dealt with the deer, we've dealt with the rabbits and the squirrels, and anything that wants to munch on our garden or destroy it has been in here. Um, we have put up electric fencing, and that has helped a lot. So we are changing the beds. We are fixing them so that next year will go better. However, I am actually going to be growing the cool weather crops in the late fall. Um, I, as I've learned this area, and I've learned, and I've learned the things that need to, wait, as I've learned, when best to grow things, that's helped me it didn't help me through the summer, and I'm making this video because I want people to know that it does not matter if you are a new gardener or a seasoned gardener. I do consider myself a seasoned gardener. This has been my worst year gardening. But I just want you to know that you're going to have your garden fails. It's just how it is. And a lot of times it's going to just be, something you overlooked, or, just something that you thought would work and it didn't. They're little mistakes. Yeah, they can ruin things, but it's how you learn to garden, and it's what makes you a better gardener in the long run. Um, anyway, thanks for watching this video. Don't get too discouraged if your garden has failed as much as mine has failed this year. Don't give up. Get back out there. Plant your garden. Let your fails happen. You will have more successes than fails if you continue to be persistent.